It's a Sunday and I thought I'd come out for a wee hike. I'm starting off in Lyme Park and I'm making my way towards the East Lodge entrance, so that's where I'm at. Lyme Park has recently had a moorland fire. I think it's like 6 acres or something, so we're going to be checking that out and seeing what it looks like. But right, let's keep going to the East Lodge entrance. Now, as you can see, these are young stags. These are very young stags. And as you can see, this guy over here, he seems to be the eldest one, but these guys are the youngest. So we'll just stay here a minute and let these guys go off to do their business. As you can see, the guy at the back, he's looking at me. So if I just keep walking, hopefully they'll go and I won't be attacked by them. So the guy you see here at the back, guys, it's interesting to note that he doesn't have his horns yet, and instead he has like velvet skin over the top of his horns. And what will happen is once them horns grow and penetrate through, flies will start to eat all the dead skin of them of the horns. But yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. There we go, some red deer in Lyme Park. I actually wish I had my photography camera now. But yeah, we can't have everything. I can only carry so much stuff, can't I? I've got to the top of the hill. There's the cage in the distance. Lantern Woods over here. Now I can tell you, from the dog walkers I've seen, then the dog walkers appear to be keeping their dogs on leads. Again, we've had sheep attacks up here by the dogs because people let the dogs off the lead, and yeah, when the dog kills the sheep, it's, oh, he's never done that before. So yeah, that's Lyme Park is really saying, if you're visiting Lyme Park, make sure you keep your dog on the lead at all times. So we're now walking through Lantern Woods. You can normally see red deer in here, but you need to keep your eyes peeled. If we have a look down here, then there's the lantern. I'm going to avoid touristy spots like this because I want to escape away from people. So Lyme Park recently had a moorland fire and we can start seeing the signs of it here. So I think what we'll do is we'll find a spot and then we'll get the DJI Spark up in order to have a look and see the extent of the damage. So let's go. So I've started to do a bit of a scramble up a hill because quite frankly I'm getting sick of seeing people on the paths. You know what it is, you just want to come out, have a peaceful time. You don't want to see people. So here's the plans. I'm scrambling up a hill to stay away from people. Then, when we get to the top of that hill, if you can see over there, get to the top of that hill, we should then be able to survey the damage with the DJI Spark of the moorland fire. Now, if we have a look at this stuff, okay, now I understand why these moorland fires are so easy to start, because this place is just dry, in spite of the fact that we have had loads of rain in the last few days. Right, let's go, because we need to scramble up to the top of that hill. It looks like I found a home of some animal. Now, it's my guess that it's either A, a badger, B, a fox, or C, mountain hares or rabbits. So if you have a look here, we can see we've got, you know, all this mud kicked up. Now, that's a trait of a badger, okay? But down here, there looks like to be a little bit of, you know, poo, which indicates it may be a fox. So let's have a look at this. We go over, we can see that we've got the tunnel. Now, we have all this like straw grass, you know, in here, and that indicates to me that it may be a badger, because one, the hole's big enough for a badger, and two, badgers are famous for keeping their homes nice and tidy. Foxes are apparently a little bit messy. But if we go over here, we can see that we've got another hole here, which is possibly a rabbit. But if we follow down here, okay, we see that we've got another hole, which again, it's got, you know, grass in there, but I think that might be too small to be to be a badger. So I think that's possibly a fox. But there you go, guys. By coming off the path and doing a little bit of a scramble, we have found what looks to be animal's home. So I'm going to mark it on a waypoint, and then who knows, I may come back in the future and set up a wildlife camera. I've decided not to send the DJI Spark up to investigate the moorland fire, because we can see it. There's no reason to send the DJI Spark up. But as you can see, it starts over there, we tilt around, and it ends down there. And there we can see the House of Lion Park in the distance. So there really is no point sending the DJI Spark up. We're walking along Spawns Hill, and I've made a decision. I'm going to pay a visit to Spawns Hill. Spawns Hill being in Port Wrigley. And if you watched my previous videos, then it's the area where I dislocated my shoulder one day when I was out hiking. So that's where we're going. We're going back to that area, and hopefully this time we won't see me dislocate my shoulder. But when we go over there, I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm going to use my soya filter because I'm thirsty now. Let's go. I'm now at the viewfinder on Spawns Hill, and this female sheep down here, is it an ewe, something like that, but I've just seen her eating her own afterbirth. So the two lambs, I don't know how long ago it was that she's given birth to them guys, because them guys are clean, they're white as white, but I've just seen her eating her own afterbirth. And yeah, I never knew sheep done that. Idea. We'll go Howips Wood, then we'll come back out again and we'll go through Potts Wrigley, then we'll head up, basically following these, going over the top of their mountains, that hill, and then we'll end up going back into Lime Park and then we'll head home. I was debating whether I should go, you know, the other way and go to Lamerlord, but then I thought, hey, you know, it's just a Sunday, it's a quick one, so let's just keep it a quick one. But yeah, guys, it's good to be out, it's good to be out. And there's only so much you can take of being sat at home before it starts doing your head in. I'm still looking for the ideal spot to fly my DJI Spark. Hopefully we'll find it. But first objective is to get to Howips Wood. So I've just had a quick fly of the DJI Spark and I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. So I wanted to video one digger, then fly over to another digger and video it there. But the whole Wi-Fi 5.4 gigahertz, wherever it is, it was crap and it just didn't work. And I can tell you now that the DJI Spark, it is a good drone, however, it's got nothing compared to the DJI Phantom 3 Advanced. If I had my DJI Phantom 3 Advanced today, it would be all over these hills, no questions asked. The Spark is kind of like a toy. It can act like a big boy, but at the end of the day, the Spark is just a toy, you know, a tool that you need to use in close proximity. If you go outside close proximity, then the DJI Spark will give you trouble. So when we go home later, we're going to be coming down here at the end of this driveway. Then we're going to be coming out and then we're going to be going over that hill. And then we're going to be heading into Lime Park. So we will be doing that later. But guys, we're nearly in Howip Wood. We're nearly at that place where I dislocated my shoulder many years ago. And I have to admit, that shoulder was giving me a hard time for about a year or two. So yeah, be cool to see that place again. Over here we have the village of Bollington. Again, that's the village of Bollington. Over here we have Kerridge Hill. Kerridge Hill is home to White Nancy. White Nancy sits at the top of Kerridge Hill. This is the way now down into Howip Woods. And here you have it, guys. This is where I slipped and I dislocated my shoulder many years ago, about 2 years ago. And it was raining that day. and I managed to put up my tent, and then I got my tent, and then I had to phone emergency services, which they asked me to go meet them at Port Wrigley Road. So I had to pack up my tent and all with a dislocated shoulder and carry all that kit over there with my good arm. Well, yeah guys, this was where I dislocated my shoulder about 2 years ago. I've got my drink of water, which I got from the stream, or the brook, whatever you want to call it. And hey presto, we are now in Howarp Woods. So this is Howarp Woods, guys. And I've only came across one dog walker, which is good. Cutting through this trail, then there's nothing really anywhere to relax. Everything is just on a slide. So yeah, will not be the best place to wild camp this. Don't get me wrong, you'd get away with hammocking. You could hammock in Howarp Woods, but I would say that's about it. Now, I'm in a divided mind because when I get to the bottom of this path, I can either turn left and go back up the hill, or turn right and go to another place which I know and I like. And it means if I go to the other place, I'd have to not go the other way. So that I'm going to stick to my plan and I'm going to go left up here at the top. That makes sense. That's what they say, us British go by, if you've got a plan, stick by it. That's a British rule of thumb. Let's go. So we just done an entire loop through Howarp's Wood, and now we're going to start the journey all the way back to Lime Park. We're going to head down here, get out at the corner, and then we're going to head up this mountain here, or hill, and then we'll be in Lime Park. Then we'll start making our way home. a trig point? I've never seen a trig point like that. Seriously. That looks like a trig point. Again, never seen a trig point like that. Story time, guys. So this hill I'm stood on is actually where they used to do quarrying back in the days. And this model shows you exactly how the quarry looks like. You see that? See all them guys there just working away, and then they would come up and then be brought back up to the surface where I'm now stood. So I've just finished flying my DJI Spark and my hands are very cold. It's windy up there now. So yeah, I've learned a few new tricks with the DJI Spark. Hopefully it's going to help make my videos even better in the future. So these new tricks, I'm glad I've learned. Stuff like tap and fly, that kind of stuff. But anyway, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make myself a latte coffee. I'm going to break out the primer stove, get the gas on the go, boil the water, and then I'm going to relax with a hot coffee and eat some chocolate digestives. Now, I'm using the German Army sleeping mat here in order to keep my butt nice and comfortable. It's quiet now, so it seems, you know, most people are going home now, because you get mountain bikers around here, dog walkers, stuff like that. but I've not heard anybody in a while, so yeah, it looks like it's just me and you. So yeah, let's get this trimmer stove out and make me a coffee, because I can't wait to tuck into these biscuits. That was a great place to shelter from that wind. Right, it's time for me to start making the move home. So, let's go. Can just about make out the city of Manchester in all that haze. Sky looks pretty moody, and even up there there's a buzzard or a bird of prey, a hawk or something. So what we're doing now is we're heading back into Lime Park. So when I get back into Lime Park, I'm going to make my way over to Disley train station, and then I will be going home. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to have some me time. So I'm going to thank you for watching the video, and I guess I'll see you all later. But yeah, thanks for watching, see you all soon.